Hey, welcome back. This is Wave, and this is my channel, Healing Wave. And I appreciate if you give me a like and a subscribe. And also, if you can watch the video all the way to the end, I'd really appreciate it. You'd be really helping out this channel, and you'd be helping heal the world. And today, I want to talk about integrating our shadow and light side. Let me tell you, there were times in my life where I thought, man, things are so dark. They were dark, my experiences. I went through a lot of challenges, let me tell you. And what happens is when we're going through challenges and we can't see a light at the end of the tunnel, they just kind of keep bombarding us, just one after another, constant problems, constant things, is that it really goes back to patience and also to understanding that it's a learning process to get to a place where we become resilient. Now, one thing that I learned when I was a kid, I was so super into this film, right? And it was a film of a boxer, right? You know which movie it is. It's a boxer, and he came from nowhere, right? He had nothing, and he was the underdog, okay? And no, he never in a million years thought that he would ever be fighting the champion, but he does. He ends up going through these trials and all these different things in the film, and ends up fighting the champion. And at the end, it's you know, you don't really know who wins because they kind of keep it, but it ends up being a draw. But it wasn't really about him winning. It was about the fact that he came from nothing. He had all these hardships. He had like this filthy apartment and just, a bad job and all that stuff. But what I learned from this film, which is one of the best films ever made. You know which film it is. It's the most famous boxing film ever, right? And so is that it's not about how hard you get hit. It's not about how hard we get hit. It's about how many times we can get hit and keep getting back up. And this is the perfect analogy of integrating our light and our shadow side. Because when we feel like, it's human nature to want things to always work out and to avoid pain, avoid things that are like out of our comfort zone and that are difficult, right? That's just human nature. But what happens is, as time goes on, if we remain patient, when we remain patient and we remain optimistic and hopeful, the things that we once viewed as bad and so uncomfortable and, oh gosh, why did I have to go through all this pain? Why did I have to do all these things I didn't want to do? There's a quote called, "Adversity builds men and women." Adversity. When we go through all of these things that are challenging us for so long, the longer we go through it, and as long as we keep getting back up, we're gaining spiritual points. We're gaining strength, inner strength. We're gaining mental strength. And that saying, no pain, no gain, could not be any more true. If I decide to just go and do nothing and lay on a couch all day, what am I going to get? I'm going to be laying on a couch getting nothing all day. I'm not saying that that's a bad thing. That's necessary to do sometimes. So what I'm saying is finding the good in the bad. Not just seeing that when the bad happens that it's all bad. It's actually here to help us grow. It's actually here to help us grow spiritually and become more resilient if we choose that path. Sometimes it breaks us and we fall and we struggle getting back up. But the key is to integrate the light and the shadow, make them work together, see the good and the bad, and keep getting back up.